Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the Bonanza Kickoff Show brought to you on both Facebook and YouTube. By the way, before we dive into today's picks, congratulations going out to the Kansas Jayhawks for their win last night in the Guaranteed Rate Bowl over UNLV. And I'm trying to remember the other ones, but I lost on both of the picks. Texas State beating Rice, and I can't remember the other one. This is why working without a script does have its disadvantages. But today, Bowling Green. That's right. Bowling Green lost to Minnesota in the Quick Lane Bowl. So now we get down to the business of today's picks, and I'm willing to bet that half of the games being played today will be played in rainy conditions, especially when one considers that two of the games are being played on the East Coast. One played indoors, one played out in San Diego. So, without further ado, we're going to dive right into the madness here of today's slate of games, beginning with the Military Bowl being played in Annapolis, Maryland, home of the Navy midshipmen. And while Navy might not be playing in this one, Virginia Tech and Tulane are. Virginia Tech is 6-6. Tulane trying to shoot for its second straight 12-win season, but they're going to have to do it with some missing key players. And on top of everything else, I need a new lanyard for Tulane. I swear, this was supposed to be, I was supposed to have a new lanyard in time for their bowl game. Didn't even think of it. Did not even think of it. There were a lot of broken promises I made during the season. I'm going to have to watch every single video and see where everything went wrong. But I am taking Tulane today to beat Virginia Tech. It'll be close. Virginia Tech will give Tulane all they can handle and more. So with that being said, we're going to go with Tulane. Tonight, the Holiday Bowl, Louisville against USC. Well, this should come as no surprise to anyone who I'm picking here. But let me remind you of the last time an overrated USC team fell so hard and so fast. I do believe there was a team, and I don't remember the year, but they were at the top of the pedestal and got knocked off pretty hard, pretty quick. They find themselves going to the Sun Bowl to play a Georgia Tech team that was a heavy underdog to USC. USC showed up with the kind of body language that told me they were very disinterested. And as pompous as that sounds, the level of pomposity, I think, kind of carries itself to tonight. Those who fail at history are doomed to repeat it. So, even though technically it's somewhat of a home game for USC, I'm taking Louisville. Louisville's known to be a giant killer a time or two. I remember it well. The 91 Fiesta Bowl against Alabama. Nick Saban was not the coach back then, okay? Just so you know. Gene Stallings was. Gene Stallings. So, taking Louisville over USC tonight, and if I'm Jeff Brom, I better have my team 110.1% fired up for this one. Be happy you're playing in this thing. And take advantage of the opportunity that awaits you tonight. Speaking of games involving key players not playing well, I don't even know if it's so much the fact that there are any key players, because everybody's leaving Texas A&M and they're playing Oklahoma State in the Texas Bowl tonight. Even though Mike Elko is taking over the operation down there in College Station, it takes nothing away from the fact that A&M does not strike me as a team that I'm going to like in the foreseeable future. With that being said, I'm going with Oklahoma State, especially if Ollie Gordon's playing. And if he's playing, A&M doesn't have a chance in hell tonight. I don't care if it's played in Houston. I don't care if it's played in Dallas. I don't care if it's played in El Paso, Waco, Waxahachie. You can name me every city in the state of Texas, and they will not win. Not even College Station. Which now brings us to our final pick. I was going to take you all home with this one, so I'm bringing it home the only way I can. For the last time in 2023, I get to pick a game involving the West Virginia Mountaineers as they take on North Carolina in the Duke's Mayo Bowl. I want to first point out something really quick here. If they make this more about the Mayo and less about the game, I will not watch it. Or perhaps maybe I should watch it with the sound turned down. I even contemplated on possibly calling play-by-play right from home, but that's not going to happen. Storyline's pretty simple. West Virginia's brought their full arsenal to the party for this one. North Carolina, however, will not have the services of Drake May. He is preparing for the NFL draft. And when your top quarterback decides to, abandon ship, and the captain of that ship is left holding the bag, which of course would be Mac Brown, who once upon a time I labeled a lobbyist. This goes back to the days when he was the coach of Texas. It did everything he could to announce to the world that Texas was worthy of a Rose Bowl appearance. And they were. They were very worthy of the Rose Bowl. They beat Michigan. So, different breed of animal here. I am reminded of the fact that a Mac Brown team that he once coached down in Texas got throttled by Oregon in the Alamo Bowl. So if I'm West Virginia, it's feast. It's feast or famine, number one. Get ready to pounce, though. And get Country Roads queued up for, let's say 9 o'clock tonight when it's all said and done. West Virginia over North Carolina. Folks, that's going to do it for today's edition of the Bowl Bonanza Kickoff Show. We'll be back tomorrow for more bowl game picks. Until then, Brandon Rutherman signing off. Enjoy the games, everybody, and let's go, Mountaineers!